Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Monday, September 8th, 2014. You can follow us on our Twitter site, CATEX TV. The earthquake in Napa Valley on August 24th has shown some disturbing statistics. Apparently, only about 5.3% of the residents in that area had earthquake insurance. This is according to Impact Forecasting, a subdivision of Aon Benfield. This is a very light figure and accounts for part of the reason that insured losses are going to total approximately only several $100 million. Total economic losses from the event are expected to exceed $2 billion, but with that light a penetration of insurance coverage for earthquakes, there's not going to be much money paid out by insurers. Residential earthquake penetration rates in California have apparently dropped over the past 20 years, from 33% in 1996 down to about 10% today statewide. Napa Valley, which had not been hit by an earthquake in a number of years, had even lighter than that at 5.3%. Oregon's tough wildfire season has pushed spending to the point that the State Department of Forestry is tapping its special insurance policy with Lloyd's of London for the second year in a row. The state announced that state wildfire costs have exceeded the $20 million deductible that was in the policy, and they're now already two-thirds of the way through the $25 million of the Lloyd's insurance policy. The state said that the premium has doubled to $2 million this year. Russian Prime Minister Dmitry Medvedev has warned that Russia may close its air corridors to Western airlines if the next round of European sanctions hit Russian energy companies. EU ministers are meeting tomorrow to decide what sanctions are going to be imposed. It is likely that they will hit the energy sector. Medvedev said if there are sanctions related to the energy sector, we will have to respond asymmetrically. Asymmetrically means disproportionately, meaning tougher. Flying over Russian airspace saves Western airlines headed for Asia about 4 hours of flight time, which can add up to about $30,000 a flight. Lufthansa has said that it could potentially lose more than 1 billion euros in 3 months if it does not use Russian airspace. The biggest users of Russian airspace on a weekly basis are as follows. Air France has 249 flights a week, Lufthansa 220, Finnair 115, British Air 93, Japan Airlines 69, and ANA Airlines, the Japanese carrier, 59. So they're going to be in line to be beginning to pay some heavy excess fees if they have to fly around Russia. CATEX, our parent company, announced that they and Holborn Corporation have completed Phase 1 implementation of the CATEX Pivot Point Reinsurance Transaction System. Holborn is one of the largest independent reinsurance brokers in the United States. In a license agreement executed in the summer of 2013, the companies embarked upon a lengthy process of data migration and customization to begin to move Holborn data to the new system. Holborn Chief Executive Officer Frank Harrison said, "At Holborn, we see technology as a crucial element in the continuous improvement in our productivity and service offerings. Our agreement with CATEX provides us with a reliable partner and a tried and true platform to automate a significant amount of our contract and data account management. This is the kind of operational efficiency that frees us to focus on areas where we can provide real and differentiated value to our clients, like our proprietary risk analytics system." On Sunday, 6 p.m. last night, in Lake Crest Circle in Lexington, Kentucky, at the site of a Fairfield Inn, a driver apparently plowed into the hotel and struck a boiler room. Fortunately, the hotel staff was alert enough to evacuate everybody. It's a good thing they did, because the boiler explosion caused by the car ruptured a gas line, which destroyed the entire half of the hotel that had many guest rooms in it. It felt like an earthquake, the ground shaking beneath the feet of people with a loud boom. Fortunately, nobody was hurt. In the United States, health officials are saying that a rare respiratory virus is the reason that hundreds of children across the country have become sickened in recent weeks. The Denver Post is reporting that the Centers for Disease Control believe that human enterovirus 68 is at the root of the epidemic. The Post reports that officials at Children's Hospital in Colorado have treated more than 900 children for a severe respiratory illness since mid-August. A number of them have been put on life support ventilators. The illness appears to be most common amongst young children and children who have asthma. CDC says that similar suspected outbreaks have been reported in 9 other states. Last week, authorities in Kazakhstan announced that a container holding cesium-137, a radioactive material, disappeared, possibly after falling off a truck. Details are sparse. The Kazakh government says they're actively looking for the container, which weighs over 100 pounds, but they couldn't say where it came from or where it might be headed. Experts say that it's unclear how big a threat the missing cesium poses, but that it highlights a growing global problem. As radioactive material proliferates throughout the world, including in countries that don't have the resources to secure them or track them, they provide continuing opportunities to radical groups to perhaps use them for a dirty bomb. The experts say that the radioactive material in Kazakhstan fell off a truck transporting it in the western part of the country. It may have come supposedly from an industrial source, possibly from a tool used in the oil industry to measure well depth. They're looking for it again right now. On Saturday at 11 p.m. in Managua, Nicaragua, the capital of the country, all things were tranquil on a very hot evening until a loud sound came and an explosion occurred with a giant shock wave that caused people to fall over. Apparently, in a wooded area near the Managua airport, an asteroid landed. The net result was a 40-foot wide crater. They're confirming that it seems to have been an asteroid. It was not an earthquake. It was not a volcanic eruption. They're at the site today trying to dig through it to see exactly what it was composed of. They had not been tracking an asteroid. The closest one to Earth at the time of the explosion or the landing was one that was supposedly to be roughly over New Zealand at the time, at about a height of 25,000 miles, so nobody quite knows where this comes from. But we have reported a number of times in the past about the threat of asteroids landing on the planet, which happens every day. And a 40-foot wide crater, for example, in New York City or central London, would cause considerable havoc as well as significant destruction. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching. Again, you can follow us on Twitter at CATEX TV.